Hugh, what else do we have? I know you got more questions.
I do, Ed. So the next question here is, in your work, you've demonstrated a unique ability to turn complex ideas into clear, compelling stories. What strategies do you recommend for startups looking to simplify their message while still making a powerful impact?
I appreciate that. I take great pride in it. So when I'm talking to startups, when you're trying to explain something, people understand themselves very well. And sometimes it's very, very difficult for them to explain it to others. So when I'm talking about storytelling or explaining anything, always what I do is start with a problem. There is a problem that has to be solved. And that's what their business is all about, is solving some problem. But the problem isn't enough. There is a pain that the problem goes to. It's the pain that needs to be addressed, because the pain is the emotional portion. That is what is really important. The problem is a big deal. The problem causes that pain, but it's the emotional being that is what's really going to connect with people, that's going to connect with the investors, that's going to connect with the audience. So everybody will feel that pain, whether it's some sort of negative pain, it's the frustration, it's the anger, it's not being able to make money. I mean, think about it. We didn't realize with smartphones what our pains were. So we were carrying around musical devices, cameras, phones, all this stuff. We had no idea we had these problems and these pains. We're lugging around all these things. We didn't know what we didn't know. We didn't know that we could have this all-in-one device all at the same time, until it was introduced to us. And then all of a sudden there was a solution presented to us. But the way that it was presented to us was, why carry around all of these things? You don't have to lug all this stuff. We were presented with the pain of lugging all this stuff around. It wasn't even the problem. It was the pain of lugging it. And then he presented the solution. That's how we need to present things. How does it affect us negatively in our lives? If that's something that we can do on a regular basis, then people are going to be like, oh, I have that problem too. I see what you're talking about. You've got us on an emotional level. We experience it. We feel it. We're like, oh, I connect with you. I see it. That's how you tell the stories. That's how you explain complex ideas. And that's when people are going to say, I get it. So you don't have to tell all this stuff. You don't have to explain everything about your solution, all the complexities to it. You just have to explain how it's going to affect those people in a positive way. That's all you have to do, but that's not easy.
Let's take this into the realm of communicating with investors, because I know this comes up a lot for founders. What they do is they are in their heads, and first, this is where it's going to be a little different. I got some questions to follow up with this. Founders speak with customers when they're trying to pitch to investors. So they're saying, you can do this, and my service is amazing. And they pitch the customer, but instead they should be pitching the investor in their pitch deck.
Yep.
The second, it's walls of text. It's so complex, all these technical terms where you need inside information, because the founder really wants to impress the investor. So all this complexity, because of technical expertise, inside language starts to seep in. How then with customers, you said, I'm going to solve a problem for you, and I empathize with your pain. That's how I heard it. Here's the pain that I understand. But how do you break it down and get out of your head and turn it into simple language that the customer will actually understand, versus in your own head, it sounds really great and I understand it because I'm living in this problem. How do you cross that gap of complexity? Boil it down in some real tactical terms on how you simplify your message.
All right. So there were a lot of things that you asked in there. So let's address them. First of all, let's talk to fourth graders. Let's talk to our kids. Let's make our kids understand what the hell it is we do every day. When our kids can understand it, then that's when other people will understand it. It goes back to the lazy, ignorant, and busy. People are ignorant in what we do. And I don't know what it is that you do every day, nor do I give a shit. No offense. I love you. I know you do a lot. I appreciate you. I don't know what the hell you do. I don't give a shit. Just keep doing what you're doing. So that goes to the fact, founders, they're very technical. They don't understand when they're talking to different audiences. Investors are very, very different than audiences. Investors care about money. Are they going to invest in you? Are you going to make money? Are they going to make money? Are they going to make their money back? Or then they going to make money later? Essentially, that's what they care about. I mean, there's a few other things, but that's essentially what they care about. So when you're talking to investors, you need to explain to them, not all this mumbo jumbo. They don't care about that. They need to make sure that you understand your audience, that you can talk to them like fourth graders, that you know them, that you can sell to them, that you've got a cool idea, that it's going to work, and that you're going to make money. How do you do that? I got this cool idea. This is why it's important. And this is why it's going to sell. This is how you're going to make money. Again, talk to fourth graders. Would a fourth grader give up his lollipop that he loves so much to give it to you for whatever widget you're selling? Think about it in those terms. You know, like your children, do they get it? Once your children get it, other people are going to get it. It doesn't have to be rocket science. And believe me, I've worked with NASA. I've worked with some of the most brilliant minds. And believe me, they're freaking difficult to understand. And I have almost slapped them because they don't get it either. And once I explain it to them, they'll start to understand. They've been able to talk to their kids and they talk and they're like, now my kids actually get it because you dumb it down. Think about it when you're going to the bathroom. You scroll through. What do you like to read? You like to read stupid stuff when you're pooping, you know? Think about it. Everybody likes to read stupid stuff when they're pooping. So do investors. Think about it. It's just that simple.
I never thought about the whole concept of the lollipop. Okay, so I've heard talk to the fourth grader, dumb it down. I always say this, boil it down to the dumbest rich person in the room. Not to say that they're stupid or anything like that, but you're just making sure you're not creating any friction. But is your message compelling enough to have them give up their lollipop? That is a fascinating thing because if I remember fourth grade or my kids in fourth grade, they ain't giving up that lollipop so easily. So if you can create a compelling enough message or say, I've got something better for you than that lollipop, that is a pretty good technique, Gwen. That's what I'm thinking.
You know, it's the little things.